In Western Australia, the big scare is on. They've got to keep it going for another 3 months, the McGowan government.
Look, they do, and it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, our latest news is that the state system is struggling to cope to test 5,000 people in the last 24 hours. Now, I'm sure our Hardgrave viewers remember, I've been on here all year. We've had no community transmission of COVID-19 in the state of Western Australia for 8 months. This government has had time to get its contact tracing in order. Our Labor Premier, Mark McGowan, is he's just itching to close that hard border, but he's very audacious. He's actually saying to New South Wales, you need to actually shut down, like Dan Andrews did in Melbourne and Victoria. You need to shut down right now. Now, that's a little bit rich coming because it shows the question and the argument that we've always said. If this is the best that someone can do with an outbreak, yes, there are 28 cases. It's not completely dramatic to say shut down a state. This is not the answer because, if we have the vaccine in the next year and that doesn't work, this shutting down is there. But people are very angry today because there are travellers that have come to Western Australia from New South Wales in the last week, 5,000 of them. They've been told that they need to self-isolate. They need to have a COVID test. From today, anyone arriving from New South Wales must go into a mandatory quarantine situation for 14 days. Now, the truth is,
well, it's not just in Western Australia, Carolee, because I want to introduce Lisa Goddard. She's joining us from Adoni Media here in Brisbane. I mean, Lisa, there are restrictions also for people from the northern beaches. 1 o'clock tonight. I reckon there'll be a lot of people be around Lismore now having motored all day to get up to Queensland. I don't know what happens at 1 o'clock in the morning, but apparently the coronavirus strikes after 1 o'clock in the morning.
It's another one of these arbitrary times that are set. And we've said this week after week, month after month on this program and others across Sky, that where are the decisions coming from? What is that defining factor that says at 1 o'clock or at this particular day, at this particular time is the danger period? Look, I had my communications director in tears this morning because her parents are in that hotspot. So she said to me, she's pregnant. She said, look, there goes my Christmas. So it's affecting real people. And, talking about the rush coming out of Sydney today and that absolute panic for people to try to get back into their home states because we know it's a hair trigger when we see these borders suddenly close. It's
been COVID on the spit and the northern beaches. Christmas is on the rocks. Bronwyn Bishop, you are never going to be stopped from getting on the Hardgrave program. Technology has brought you to us tonight. Have you looked out through the curtains of your Northern Beaches home and have you seen the coronavirus lurking around there? Because apparently it's everywhere in your part of the world.
Yes, well, doesn't it tell us, Gary, we have to learn to live with this virus and we have to learn to no longer to get rid of our fears. I've said all along that when China exported the virus, they also exported fear, and we have seen it in bucketloads. We have to learn to discriminate against idiocy and not tolerate stupidity. And that means we have to no longer toady to the recalcitrant premiers and that we have to start getting some sort of decent sort of leadership coming out of our federal government, which will let individuals and businesses know that we're not going to change the rules like we change our underwear. It's becoming absolutely ridiculous that you can predict something's going to happen and the very next thing is a jump back reaction and everybody's plans are put amiss. Yes, now the way we've got contact tracing going on here in New South Wales, Gladys is doing a good job on that. They'll get it under control. But we can't run a country like this.